Okay, so here we go. I've fixed it. So the issue we're having was, according to the type that was this was expecting, it was expecting that data would be mempass, not mempass data. So I used mempass data here before, so that caused like a problem. In fact, I'm not using data, so since I'm not using data, I could just put an underscore in front of it. So when I change that to mempass data, now it's no longer causing any, it's no longer failing. So there we go. Something else I also want to add is this. I'm coming to fix this, but let me quickly add that. I could actually create, like, I like creating a VS Code folder outside and then putting settings, the JSON inside it. So let's see. Editor dot autosave. Wait. Yeah, format and save, sorry. I keep forgetting. So I'm gonna set it to true. So then I'm going to do this. So now I think if I save this, you should see some changes. Yeah, because there is already like the types, the feathers.js generator already generated some, prettier RC to kind of help you with like linting and stuff. So you can just utilize it by either clicking format document or just setting this by default. So another thing is, I think if I save it, this is already. Oh. So now let me look into this one. What is causing this? So by default, Feathers does this in the authentication to prevent someone, like, to prevent users from accessing each other's data, if that makes sense. So with this, Feathers kind of forces, like, okay, the only data that can be returned is yours. So in as much as there's a user authenticated, like there's a user that's been authenticated, Feathers is going to return the ID of that user here. So meaning that by default, this query parameter is set. So when querying the database, since this query parameter is set, it's going to kind of filter by IDs. So if this is not set, then yes, it returns everything. So sometimes if you are kind of adding admin functionality, you might want to come into this place and try to update this code to, in order to support like admin accessing other users' information and stuff. So yeah, in our case, we don't really have this user stuff anymore. It doesn't exist. If you check the where is this coming from? Mempass param. So let's look for mempass param. Mempass param seems to be inside class. Yeah, mempass param. And yes, we have this. And we don't have user in it. We don't have user inside it. So what do we do about that? What are the information available here? Let me see. If we do multi, that means we support multi creation of stuff. In our case, we don't really. Okay, that's, we can filter by, currently I think it supports create and remove. Then if we do schema, so I don't think we really care. So yeah, now we can't really do that anymore. But what we can do instead I like that. Oops. So I think I like this stuff here. So I'm just going to use this. Because since it's the code we're actually using this time. Weird. Let me just change this code. Oh, sorry. In fact, I don't even want to allow searching by ID. So we can search by code. So in this case, we'll call this pass. So if I think we're not having this user stuff because it wasn't set. Let me see what we have. We ought to have something else. Yeah, we have name pass exactly. So for this mem pass, we should be able to access the code. So we can just do this. So instead of, before this was what the code looked like. This is what it looks like. So now we can just do mem pass. That is if we have mem pass. Okay, we have mem pass. So if we have mem pass, we can return the mem pass code. Otherwise, we can just return the value. So this way we filter out by code. So there was one thing I did not do, and that was I didn't check if the code that we generated at that time already exists. So let me go back to the resolver. So to do that, I have to first store this code inside a variable. Then I have to check if the code is unique. So to do that, I just have to do const existing awaits context dot wait. Interesting. I thought I could use app. But wait, that's like the same thing. I've never used it before, interesting. Normally I would use app, then I will use service, and then get what I want. But to find out that I could use this, that's interesting. Very interesting. And this is able to work because we've set the hook context to mem pass service. So it's going to ensure that that's like the service we can access. That's how you see it works. So once we do this, it normally when you use find, it returns paginated data, so you can actually access like the total from here. So since that's what we need, we don't need the data, or we don't need the last stuff that is here, the limits. We don't need all that. So here we can just do total and then check. So if that's the case, we just regenerate this. Otherwise, we return the mem code. Something is wrong. Good. So yeah, we do this basically. So the problem with this is that what if, though the chances are little, but what if, for example, it creates like it's created like mem code that is not unique up to like multiple times. So we've not seen that problem yet, so we won't bother ourselves with it. For now, we just go with the problem we've seen. So what we just did now would prevent like us from having to deal with that issue. So here we go. So now we've been able to kind of filter, like set up the mem stuff. One thing we also want to look into would be like the service, but that won't be like in the next video. We'll look into like the service. How are we able to ensure that the service works appropriately? So see you in the next one. Bye.